microphone. It's very important that it's up in your face. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Tequila and Small Talk, episode 12. I got a big surprise for everybody today. We're actually outside enjoying nature a bit. We decided to social distance a little bit and keep our distance. But I got a big surprise for you guys. The Wizard is back. Mr. Ali is back. It's been I've been anticipating.
Yes, that's a word.
All right. Well, I've been waiting for you to come back, brother. And you are back now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Oliver.
Welcome back to myself.
Welcome back to your
Glad
show.
to be back. A little vacation.
Yeah? Did you
Nothing
have a
wrong
good
with
time?
that. Yeah, it was sunny, beautiful out there.
Was it?
Yeah.
I figured that for this episode, we could touch on a little bit of why you were gone, because I kind of kept everybody in the dark about it. I didn't want to cross any lines or say anything that shouldn't have been said, and maybe it was just better for people to hear from you. So I figured we'd do a story time, and you could take us back to, I don't know.
Back to the beginning.
Back to the beginning. What was that,
That was 2016.
2016?
Been almost 5 years now.
Okay. You want to take everybody back to 2016? You want to start there?
Yeah, everybody except me.
So what happened? What happened?
So originally, after an investigation, I was convicted of multiple drug trafficking charges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right to it. And after that, I pled guilty to a few charges relating to that, and I spent a few months, at least, almost a year. Then I got out on like what people around here call like good behavior and stuff, I guess.
Because you were a good boy for about what, 3 months?
Yeah.
So
not
so
3
basically,
months.
So after it happened, you went in for how many months? You said?
When
I forget now how many months.
When
it
they
was.
sentenced me.
Yeah.
When they sentenced me originally, I've been in for like almost 8 months.
It was almost 8 months. Eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you got out.
Yeah.
You had conditions.
I still do. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking
Got
about
out
that.
under.
They gave you some.
Yeah,
you were under some
co-
conditions, right?
Conditions and stuff. Yeah.
And then what happens next? And this is why we started the podcast,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
we had started the
absolutely.
podcast.
Absolutely. Then we started a podcast. We spent some time. We were pretty regular about it. I think we
We're
used
doing
to
about
shoot
one a
like
week.
One a week, yeah. And then they caught me slipping. I was caught.
They
on
caught you slipping.
Yeah, parole,
Because you were slipping, though, right?
parole violation. So they had to send me back another 3 months ish.
What happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
What happened? How did they catch you slipping? What happened?
It was
Because I'm pretty sure I was with you that night.
Yeah. No, it's not funny, but it was a DUI charge.
Right.
Yeah.
And they take that very
Well,
seriously.
that's they accuse me of, because they can
In the
just
mic, bro.
send you they can just send you back on accusations of. I still haven't been in court for
You
that.
haven't been
and
charged
this
for
is-
it.
No,
You've been
exactly.
charged for it, but you haven't
Yeah.
been proven guilty of it yet.
Exactly, which is a charge that usually like regular folks, we call them civilians,
Right.
like, when we're
Peasants.
because I was out on parole, and since like usually guys they spend an overnighter in jail,
Mhm.
and then they get a summons in court.
Mhm.
But me, since I was out on parole, it's different. I have to go back and serve a little bit of time,
Okay.
and then you pass in front of the parole board again, and they have to decide whether they trust the safety of the public. They trust you with the safety of the public. They have
Right.
to assess your risk out in the community, right? So then I passed in front of the board, and they granted me. They added some conditions, and there's a whole bunch of things behind that, but. Yeah, basically, I'm out almost free now.
Almost free again
But,
for the
but
second time around.
That's the thing. Since with the timing when I got out, it was during the whole pandemic and stuff.
Mhm.
So there's new regulations that apply only for federal cases, since I'm a federal case.
Mhm.
And I'm only allowed certain blocks that I can like step out and
You
stuff
want to tell
like that.
everybody why we're outside right now? The real reason why we're outside? The weather is beautiful.
Yeah, because with the confinement and all these like little things and stuff, we're not allowed to really like go inside of other people's houses. We have to respect the distance and stuff like that. So basically, this is one of the main reasons we shoot outside. But also, it feels good, when
It
you're
does
stuck
feel good.
inside 4 brick walls.
Yeah.
It feels good to.
So
Take the
during
fresh air.
the time that you were in recently,
Yeah.
and then the whole coronavirus thing
Yeah.
happened, right? What was it like inside? Like the pandemic hitting, like what was? Because I mean, we felt it from out here, right? We were all kind of confined. We were all kind of in jail with you, to be
Yeah.
honest, But like you were in there, and
Yeah.
was it any different for you guys than
Oh,
than,
yeah.
than thinking like if you were out of jail or not?
Yeah, it was nasty. And they had like you'd think like people working like, because it's a federal prison, right? A federal penitentiary. So you assume that like these guys have a clue of like procedures and stuff, but it hit so fast and no one knew what the hell to do. Like correctional officers, sometimes they wear masks, sometimes they wouldn't. They didn't have masks for everyone every day, so they'd reuse the same masks.
And they're in and out all the time, right?
They're in and out all the time. So because us, like in a certain way, we were sheltered because we
not
don't have
out there.
access to
Right.
the outside world. We can't. We
The
can't,
only way that the virus would get in would
Yeah.
be through one
exactly.
of the workers.
We can't contaminate one another or
Right.
someone else. It has to be brought from outside.
Right.
So, but they'd be like, it was a pretty big place, where a pretty big establishment where I was. So they'd have to be at least like every day, at least 150 people, like employees going in and out, like every day. So like the risk of contamination is at an all-time high, right? And well, it's very high. I mean, and they kept saying like, oh, it's safe, whatever. There's no cases, don't worry. But they were allowed to say that. They could say that actually because they wouldn't test anyone. So they
And the
kept saying,
guards
we
probably
have
were
no
not tested.
cases, we have no
Right.
cases. But when you don't test anyone,
Then, yeah,
you
exactly.
don't
How
have
do you
no
even know?
cases.
So did
Right.
anybody while you were in there contract the virus?
Yeah.
Was
Yeah.
it a guard?
And it was kind of weird. It's like, I can't remember, but it's you remember those type of movies where they just disappear whenever eventually they
So it was
they
an
did
inmate?
test. Yeah, it was an inmate because they wouldn't test the guards. They wouldn't test the staff.
So you got tested while you were in there?
No.
No. Okay.
No. Inmates wouldn't get tested unless they couldn't like get out of bed, you know?
Right.
And then on different occasions, like it happened, they did like random lockdowns. Like you go to bed and they lock the doors because they lock the doors at night, and then they open them back up sometimes around like 8, 9-ish, whatever, depending on how they feel. But sometimes they just wouldn't open the doors, and they'd come with bags and serve you your food, and you weren't allowed out because that day like someone might have been contaminated or like someone was getting tested on that day, right? And then
Okay.
like there was like periods of isolation. I heard some places they even got like a week, 2 weeks without showers. They just stay in their room, get their food served, and they couldn't even get on the phone to call their family
Family
and
or
friends
friends.
and stuff like that, or significant others,
Right.
or they weren't even allowed to shower. Some provincial places I heard. So
It's crazy. Eh? The world is
Yeah,
just.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like
yeah, and then
See-
you'd still get contamination regardless,
Right.
because usually you're bunked. Rarely you get a cell
by yourself.
all by yourself. You
Right.
usually bunk beds, right? And the cells are so small. There's no way even sleeping, or even if you'd go into one corner, the other guy would go into the
You
other
wouldn't
corner.
be 2 meters apart.
No.
Right.
So it was kind of ridiculous.
Right. And do you think that's one of the reasons why you got out a little earlier?
I don't think so, because honestly, like I've seen guys go in front of the parole board, get denied, and stuff like that, and they never even mentioned it. And when they went in front of the board, usually it'd be like in person. You get like commissaries and stuff. They're there in person to assess your thing. But now it's all video, right? And it's interesting. I'll put it this way, because they wouldn't show up because of their risk, because of coronavirus. But if someone or like their lawyer brought it up, because usually you have your lawyer right by your side or on the phone at least to help you legally during your hearing, right? Even if the inmate that was passing in front of the board or your lawyer would mention something about coronavirus, they'd get laughed off.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
it was very interesting. But
So what is your take on the whole COVID situation? I know it's almost old news now, and I'm
Yeah.
kind of tired of talking about it. And
Yeah.
slowly, like as you can tell, like we're at the marina in Elmer right now,
Yeah.
and the place is full. So I
Mhm.
mean, everybody's out and about. Restaurants are opening on the 15th
Yeah.
in Quebec. So unfortunately,
Alright.
Il Vicolo won't be open yet. We are open for takeout and delivery
Finally, I mean.
at our restaurant, but
Yeah.
like, it's crazy, man. I feel like 2020 is it's like a movie.
Yeah. Well,
You
for me,
know?
I was always the same thought process about that. It's a virus. It's like the cold virus, but a different breed,
Different
maybe
strain
a
of it,
harsher
and yeah. Well, it's more. They
Ty-
say it's more
type of virus,
it's-
respiratory.
It's a
like-
SARS.
yeah.
It's a SARS virus, right?
Yeah.
But it's like it's more
Same family, I
It's
believe.
easier to get to pass the virus on to
Mhm.
each other, right?
And I still like, and they said the same thing that the specialists and stuff like that, healthcare, like the big organizations, they always said the same thing: is that you're at risk when you have like diseases.
Right. you already have lung disease.
Yeah, you have a hard time
you're-
breathing
right.
and stuff like that, so you're prone to not only getting it but suffering from heavy consequences that
Right.
could lead to death.
Right.
Or you're over 70 years old, right?
Right.
But that's the same thing with pneumonia or
Exactly.
like
The flu. The flu.
yeah,
if
the
you're over
flu
70,
or
it's a
their
good chance it's going to take you out.
gastro even like to
Yeah.
some people that are their immune system is really weak. So them, they have to be sheltered. Of course, they have to be protected, and there's measures like safety measures that have to be. But the rest is just like people living, and they even talked about it. Like at one point, like people stop like on the news at least, because news is it's entertainment. People think it's a reliable source of information. I always took it as entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to sell, right?
Well, that's what it is.
As with anything else. So, of course, it's always like scare tactics and like what brings in fear
Yeah,
or
they have to do
anger
that.
or like
Yeah.
Happiness even. But
Mhm.
it's usually easier with fear and anger. So, of course, people are going to be paranoid and stuff like that. But it's as if like in the space of like 2 days, it went from being like everyone inside with masks and don't even like speak to one another
Mhm.
to like, okay, we have to do a natural immunity, so everyone has to slowly get back to work and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I feel like they were totally unprepared. I mean,
Yeah.
we were as a nation totally unprepared for the whole pandemic.
right.
I feel like we did a better job than a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
You know, like we've done a better job in the States, obviously better than Italy, Iran, and stuff like that. But I mean, at this point, I don't even know what to do. I mean, I'm starting to slowly get back to my normal life. Now that the restaurant's open, I go to work, and sometimes I do forget to be super cautious when I'm around people. You know, like how many times can I sanitize my hands in one day?
Yeah, well, it's even worse now.
But it's freaky because you could bring that stuff home to your parents. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
You're
no,
good. We're
it-
young.
It is,
I
but
mean,
even like over like sanitizing when you,
it's not good.
it's
for
all
you.
I know.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. And so much shit has happened this year.
More issues.
Think about it.
Yeah. You
Like, and now
remember
we
the
have
first podcast of the year we used to talk, and it seems like it's been forever since
Yeah,
then.
well-
But we're talking about fires in Australia.
Yeah.
I remember we were talking about Iran, World War
Right.
III, and stuff like that.
Well,
and
2020
and
is
now,
like it's a friggin'
yeah.
movie, man. And now
And now it's only June.
is June.
We still have to go a little while ago.
You know, the
It's
police
crazy.
murdered a black man
Yep.
by the name of George Floyd. I mean, everybody knows about this.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. It was very disgusting. It was hard to watch,
Yeah.
and I mean,
But that stuff would happen before.
it
I
would
guess-
happen before. But
I-
you know what? I'm
Yeah.
so happy that the way that people are reacting to this right now.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing because you know more people are united than ever right now. You know what I mean?
It's true.
And you see a lot more. Not just blacks, browns, Asians. You know what I mean? Like we go through a lot of. I went through racism as a child. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I can't still fathom what black people have gone through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of, I was pretty surprised to see the support coming from the white community. You know what I mean? Because it's huge this time around, man. It's huge. There is a lot of fuckery as well. I find a lot of people just clout chasing and all that. That's
Yep.
why I was even nervous to talk about it on the podcast. I'm like, I don't want to. We do have to talk about things that are relevant right now in our world.
Yep.
On the podcast is the whole
Absolutely.
point of
That's
this.
what
We
we
want to be
do.
an informative, and funny show. But this is no laughing matter. You know what I mean? Those 4 police officers murdered that man, and it really sucks, to witness that kind of stuff. But I'm just happy that right now they are saying all 50 states in the United States of America have protested. That's crazy, dude. That never happened before, So it's huge, man, and hopefully there will be
People
change,
are finally
right?
figuring out the power they have in numbers.
Oh my god!
Because they
yeah, but
always
it's
say
it's
like,
dude,
that we there's nothing we can do and stuff like that. But the power people have in numbers that they won't use.
But they want change. But that's a police situation, right? That's the policing that's corrupt, and it is.
Absolutely.
And it's very corrupt. It's fucking ridiculous. But I'm talking just in general, the racism, like 400 years ago. You know what I mean? There was slavery. Is that correct? Is that the number? 400 years ago? I'm pretty sure it was 400 years ago.
Probably more than that. No, yeah,
No, I mean,
probably.
my point is,
Yeah.
okay, to have racism in 2020,
We're retarded.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like you can't figure that out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's the fucking same. Like you haven't figured that shit out yet.
Yeah.
Like they're and I feel like a lot of that has to do with the media, and a lot of that has to do with the politicians. Like they love poverty. They love watching races. You know what I mean? Like they like.
it's all about control.
Just using the word third world
country.
country.
Yeah.
Using that sentence
Yeah.
is derogatory. It's
Absolutely.
racist.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you come here and you say, "Yeah, I'm from a third world country," it's like, and just like titling those things, it's racism.
Yeah.
Because you're
it's
automatically, it's what? Sorry,
It's conditioning.
it's conditioning.
It's
Exactly,
conditioning.
and it's like you're classifying people
Yep.
in certain, you know what I mean, sectors of life. You know what I mean? They're from a third world country. There's different words that people are using all the fucking time. And and now we have a situation here on the Gatineau side where some asshole, and you know what? And I bet I'm going to try to stay. I didn't want to bring this up, but I want to stay as neutral as possible. I bet he's a great kid. I'm not going to name call him. I don't think we should.
Okay. Everybody knows probably.
Everybody knows about the situation right now, and it's like, I bet you have a lot of great friends, and I bet you guys are all fucking, people love you, and you're a great kid, and your dad's got his restaurant and stuff, and I feel really bad for him that his business is probably going to suffer because of your actions. But you go out and you say you post some stupid shit on your Instagram story. In a time like this, which is, I mean,
that was a story.
it was an Instagram story that apparently was supposed to be just to his friends, and he
Okay.
fucked up and he put it on his story. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
if you're
right.
if you're posting that kind of shit on your story, what are you posting privately? What are you
No,
sending
but
to
I
your
mean,
friends?
it's a good thing.
How many of your fucking friends are like you? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Because it doesn't mean like you say it to someone that you like it's hidden. When you say it to someone, it's still racism.
The
It doesn't
racism
matter
is
if
still
it's
there. It
if
doesn't
it's your
matter if it's
friend.
public or not.
Yeah, whether you share
know,
or not. So good on the fact that it was posted online.
And
So maybe it's forced education now. This guy
Yeah.
is going to learn his lesson, hopefully.
well, I think so, and it's really unfortunate that it had to happen.
Might take a while,
You know,
but
and
at least it's the spark.
it's a spark, but
usually some people.
I don't
need the
understand where that
spark.
kind of hate comes from, man. Like, even for you to joke about that kind of shit, I don't know. I just think it's unexcusable. I think that, eventually people will forget about it, and he's going to go about and live his life like anybody else. But it's unexcusable, dude, and,
How old is this guy?
I believe he's like 22, 23 years old. He's a kid, man.
man.
It's long story short, he's old enough to know right from wrong. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, and just making that. And the shitty thing is, you shouldn't do it ever, but doing it in a time like this, like, are you out your fucking mind? Are you out your mind?
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised no one beat the fuck out of this kid yet. And I do not, like, I don't stand for that. You can't fix violence with violence. It just doesn't work.
That's
at
what
the wars.
people.
You can't-
That's what people do. They've
I
been
know.
so fed up, and that's what's happening right now with the riots. People are so fed up.
Yeah, people are fed. But what do you mean, the looting and stuff?
Well, just the looting, but
Yeah, but-
there's violence. It's not just the looting. It's the violence and everything. And some people, like, of course, like,
They're just looking for.
we
a
don't
chance
like to promote violence and stuff
No.
like that. But like that's how people explain it. Like, people are so fed up, and it's bottled anger. It's
It is
not
bottled
even like
anger. Yeah, it is. But the looting and stuff, I don't really understand it. I don't. I really don't understand it. I don't know what these
Well,
businesses.
most
I
of
get
the
if you
looting-
loot, but I do no. Most of the looting right now in the States, that is all propaganda. Like, come on, man. Have you guys seen all the bricks and shit they're leaving around?
Yeah.
This isn't people
Yeah, I
leaving
seen
that
a
stuff
video.
around. That is the
Yeah.
deep state. That is a secret service.
But
they
even-
want to. What they're doing here. Sorry to interrupt, brother.
Yeah.
What they're doing here is like a problem is occurring. The people are uprising. So the way that the government, the way that the higher ups are going to settle this situation is they're going to try to make those people that are out there peacefully protesting look like animals and look like they're causing problems, so they
control
can,
again, yeah.
initiate military action. Like
Absolutely.
they can, martial law happens and they got to shut the shit down
Yeah.
because they don't want you guys to be talking against the oppression.
that's
So-
exactly what the administration wants.
100%. Oh,
Unfortunately.
here's some stones. Throw them in that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck shit up so we can
But
make
even
you
if
guys
it
look
wasn't
like
for the
you do.
bricks and stuff like that, I'm talking just about like the looting that it was viral online. The Target that got like
Yeah.
robbed. had nothing
Nothing-
to do with
nothing
it.
to do with
But
anything.
like people are always gonna profit from every situation.
But people
and
are,
not just
those
about
are
looting.
uneducated people, right? 'Cause
Even
you doing
even on
that
social
shit,
media, big brands rode the wave.
oh, big time.
They used it and they posted some stuff, and their
Big
sales
time. There's
probably
there's
went
another
up.
controversy
Everybody.
about another restaurant in Ottawa. Like, it's crazy. It's like right now you got to be really, you got to watch what you do. But another restaurant in Ottawa, it is actually another pizza place. They caught some heat from a guy, super awesome guy. They posted the blackout, the black picture on Instagram,
Yeah.
and the following day they deleted it. So it was almost like they were riding a trend. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
we support, but then bang, the next day it's like, what? You don't want to fuck your feet up?
Why-
You don't
why
want to
do
make your
think
Instagram
they-
profile look weird with a black thing on it? They removed it immediately.
You know what? What do you think? Why did they remove it? What do you suppose?
I don't know why they
No?
removed it. I'm not angry at them about it. I know people that are angry at them about it. They actually deactivated their social media. So it's
That-
like they're
yeah.
really like, they're
Okay.
feeling the repercussions from it because people are putting them on blast.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't say you support people and you're supporting a cause,
And then back up.
ride the wave and then immediately or get out of that the following day. Like right now, I'm really worried that people are going to start forgetting about this like we fucking forget about everything.
Yep.
We constantly start some shit.
Yep.
We talk about a problem, and then it doesn't take 2 weeks for people to start forgetting about it.
And it's still
The
fear.
people that are
It's
posting
sad.
right now on social media, I hope you guys are posting in 2 weeks. I hope you guys are posting in a month, because this shit ain't going to go away overnight.
No.
People forget about it.
It's still here and it's slowing down right now.
It's like, oh, I better post something or I'm going to look like I don't care. No, you better post something because you care. Don't post if you're going to look. It's not about it looking like you're going to look like you care or not.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't care, you are part of the problem.
Yeah.
Because the problem is here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like I understand the frustration of the people right now that saw that they posted the Blackout Tuesday post on their social media, then deleted it the next day. It's like, what are you worried about? The beauty of your Instagram feed? Like, no one's even on your fucking profile anyway. You know what I mean? Like, you obviously don't care, you know?
As a small business, it's fear-based. As a small business, I'm pretty sure, I'm going to assume that because I don't know for sure, and I don't even know what's the business you're talking about. But I'm going to assume there's a small business operated by a guy that likes to support causes like that, for sure. He felt, like, involved and stuff like that. Because I'm not going to put it on, like, he was trying to profit from the situation. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He posted it, and he got some backlash because a lot of people are still racist, and even if they don't consider themselves racist, they're going to say stuff that like, oh, well, it's about equality, you should support everyone. And then
No, but that's the problem, though, right?
Yeah, it is the problem. And my point is why I say it's fear-based is because that person was like, well, right now
It's a touchy subject, and they don't want to.
it's a touchy subject. They don't want to take a stance. Unfortunately, that's very unfortunate. And they're already in a bad spot, probably, especially if it's a small family-owned business. And they say like, well, half of my customers, let's just put a number, half of my customers
Are white,
support the
perhaps,
cause,
or
half of my other customers don't support the cause, and I'm going to lose half my business. I'm already doing bad because of the pandemic and stuff like that. And it's fear-based,
Okay, but
which
the
which
problem
is
with that, though, is
shameful.
It's shameful because
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
reason why shit
Yep.
doesn't change. That's the reason
Right.
why racism's still
Right,
here.
right.
Because people are scared to speak up. And that's
Yep.
why I'm so happy to see that many people in Ottawa the other day, like going and protesting, and they were from all different nationalities, you know, and that was beautiful. And yes, there are going to be the ones that are just doing it to either chase the clout or chase the, you know what I mean, like be part of the trend, because they're looking at it as, this is not a trend. People are being oppressed. People are being murdered. And like the whole, like, you know, it's the whole like all lives matter thing. Right now, all lives don't matter. I saw an amazing post on social media. It's like if your kid, something about like if your kid got, you know, some sort of disease and the doctor is saying this, and then you write, you make a post saying, you know, my kid's life matters, and then somebody like just says, no, all kids' life matters. No, right now in that point in time, it's that kid's life that matters. Right now in this point in time, yes, people are
he's
being
the one
oppressed in
suffering.
Syria, people are being oppressed in Palestine, people are being oppressed in Iran, people are being oppressed all over the world. But right now the problem is Black Lives Matter. So I don't know why people are saying all lives matter. Of course, all fucking lives matter, dude. But that's not the issue right now. What's the word?
Desensitized.
Decreditizing.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Like you're taking something and you're saying, well, everybody's life matters. Yeah, but everybody's not getting their fucking head stomped on by some police officer that has no remorse. You know? Like
I guess
the
it's simpler
statistics are
for
there,
them because
man. Like,
they've never been in that type of situation.
they haven't, and it's you can't put like some you know suburban kid, white kid in the same place as some of the black guys that I know that grew up. I can't even be in the shoes of those
until
black
you
kids.
experience, usually 99% of the time I'll say, until you experience a type of situation like this, you can, it's as if you can never understand, you can never like really like feel like you belong, like regardless.
It's
police brutality,
Yeah, it's hard.
if we're only talking about this, until you've experienced or you know someone close to you that's experienced it and that felt it and still knows what it feels like, then you'll know. But if you haven't, it's as if it doesn't.
It
you
doesn't
don't
exist,
process.
right. It doesn't,
You
it
don't
doesn't process. You're right.
You have no clue.
You know, you're
Yeah.
right.
And that goes with most situations.
I feel like, you know, just the when we start titling, like, I feel like the only way the world might change, that we may have a chance at changing stuff, is yes, right now the talk is about Black lives, and yes, it does matter, but eventually, after the smoke settles and the system changes, then we have to stop titling crowds of people. Like when you say that is a black man, when the police are on the radio and they're going to say, no, we're doing it because we're describing an individual. You know what I mean? Well, then when you're describing a black man, that cop is going to go and harass every fucking black dude he sees to find that guy that's created, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should be that man, right? Whether he's a brown man, Asian man, white man, black man, fucking a Smurf, and he's a blue man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have to stop titling, because the more we title, the more we're putting people in categories, and that creates separation. It's just like religion. That's why I don't believe in religion. Because yes, all religions have some good points, and all religions are, to me, are the perfect form of separating groups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We could sit here and debate about, being a Muslim and being a Christian or being a Buddhist or being a whatever. The second we start that debate, the second we're separating from each other, we're saying we are different.
Yeah.
Because we have different beliefs. Same goes for color.
Like for religion, I believe it's about control as well.
It is
That's
totally
how
about control.
Because when I went out, like everyone went on like a quest for a certain type of spirituality.
Right.
And when I went on it wasn't like, I don't mean like walking to Mount Everest or stuff like that, but like just like getting informed, educating yourself, and trying to make decisions off as a young adult, maybe a teen, whatever, I can't remember. But I read something about all religions being based on the sun. It matters to you, but like at the end of the day, there's only a need, my bad, to believe in something. So whether it be like this person or that person, or you want to believe in this thing, or you want to have that belief, it's only about yourself. It's not about everyone else. So when someone's trying to preach a religion, there's nothing bad with that, to preach it with your people. But if you're trying to force feed it down someone's mouth, like that's where I draw the line.
But even it's almost like this. It goes back to, for me, it goes back to the whole, like, for instance, racism thing. We've had 400 years to figure this shit out, and we haven't fucking figured it out because we're obviously retarded.
Absolutely
right.
not,
We're obviously retarded. Same goes for religion. Okay, you see that fucking water right there?
What about?
I don't know if it's in the shot.
What
There's a
about?
lot of water. No, but my point is, okay,
Yeah.
you think Jesus can walk on it?
What?
This is my point. Okay,
Yeah.
you think Jesus can walk on that water? Do you think anybody can? If I told you,
Well, you're asking me that, but Jesus to me is an idea.
it's an idea, but to most people, it is a thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's like saying, like, Moses split the ocean in two, and then saying Santa Claus doesn't exist. Well, you got two fairy tales here, guys. Like you're it's the same shit. The tooth fairy doesn't exist, but this guy split that shit in two and walked through it.
Yeah.
No, it's too crazy to be real, right? I do believe in spirituality. I do believe there is something greater than us, because when you look around, bro, like, nature is a beautiful fucking thing.
Yeah.
Like, everything is beautiful. It's too perfect to be an accident. It's too perfect for me to believe in a Big Bang theory. Okay, and I know I'm gonna get some heat for that, because a lot of people are pro science. I was pro science at one point, like super pro science, but a lot of shit is like some stuff is just too perfect to be an accident. Us being humans, us having cell phones in our pocket, this is just like, for this to have been a natural thing, it's kind of far-fetched. Did you
Well, that's
hear?
what I mean.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you hear about the aliens, the UFOs? They declassified.
Yeah, no one cared. There was so
Bro,
much shit going on.
but that's why they
no one
released it
cared.
now.
Yeah.
They released it now because no one cares. There's so much fucking shit happening that it's like, hey, declassified information, UFOs exist. We chased UFOs. From some, military police in the States have chased UFOs. That footage was on YouTube like last year. It was on Rogan's podcast.
Oh, there's always been some like UFO.
And they finally
sightings
declassified it, and they said yes,
and
they were
theories and
UFOs.
stuff
How
like that.
crazy is that, dude?
Conspiracies, it never ends. It is crazy.
Anti-gravity and all this shit. I've been looking into that stuff. I don't sleep at night because I watch some I fall into the rabbit hole of YouTube and get lost down there.
It gets dark.
It gets
It gets too
dark.
far.
But it's scary,
3
man.
a.m. You're on some conspiracy theories or like. Crazy,
But I mean, to believe
crazy
that
government-based
if the whole
shit.
science thing is real and we're flying through an infinite amount of expanding space, and we can't be the only life form. Think about it.
No.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's literally impossible. I think the craziest thing is I think we're in a simulation. Bro.
But we are.
Bro. Have you ever stood on top of a building? Like, have you ever been to... No, I know, it's crazy. I'm talking crazy. I'm not even high. That's crazy. But, like, have you ever stood on top of a building?
Yeah.
Like, from a higher perspective.
Okay.
The second I get on, like, a tall building, or, like, I look over
Yeah.
the world,
Yeah.
my mind starts going.
I just get sick.
No, I'm
I
not
don't
talking
like
about, like,
heights.
looking right over the edge there. I'm talking about when you look at stuff from a higher perspective and you could see more. Like, right now we're down here, right? We see nothing except for the things that are in front of us. And, based on your vision, like, you can't see from a higher perspective. But when you're up there, you start thinking crazy. You start thinking, oh my God, like, we are nothing. We're these little things, and this is all Sims.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is all We're in.
Yeah,
a
we're all little ants when
Yeah.
you get a bigger perspective.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's all
It's
like-
very crazy stuff.
Ants, but us, what fucks with us compared to animals is our ego.
Right.
It's always about me, 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 me.
Right.
But when you take a higher perspective, like you
Mhm.
say, because I used it before, but it's not as in like standing tall
Mm-hmm.
on top of a building.
Mhm.
It's a meditation type of like focusing. So let's just say you're sitting or you're like laying in your bed or whatever. So you take it's a third person view. So
Yeah.
then you see yourself like right. Let's just say that's you. You see yourself right there,
Yeah.
and then you keep zooming out, zooming out, zooming out. So then it's the room, then it's the roof of the house,
Right. Right.
then it's the town, then it's the province, and then it's the country, and then it's the whole planet.
Yeah.
And this
That's-
is how you truly, like, if you really focus on it, you really like meditate on it. This is how you truly realize how insignificant
Insignificant you are.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's very crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
ants.
Ants, man.
Yeah.
Literally. But we're
Thinking
like
we're
we're
all,
the
like,
most
important and
crazy
shit.
ants ever, though.
Yeah.
Look what
Oh,
we've
yeah.
done.
Monkeys.
Nuts,
Crazy.
man, nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to take a little quick break out of this. So this episode is sponsored in partnership with Pour Jules. This is a good friend of mine, based out of Montreal. She does amazing, and I'm not even just saying this, okay, guys? Like this is not a paid sponsorship. This is nothing. She is a talent, and I want to let everybody know about her. She does amazing artwork, like the craziest shit. And I actually first noticed her work. I'm guessing it was like 2016 on her personal Instagram profile, and it has always blown me away. I gotta order some prints from her. She does a beautiful I'm not sure if they're canvases. I gotta ask her about that, or if they're on paper. But I believe it's watercolor. It might be oil. I have not seen one of her pieces up close. I will soon because I'm gonna buy a shitload of them. But she has sent me a sweater, and I'm gonna be an ambassador for her brand. Yeah. So
Famous.
I'm gonna probably put the sweater on the video clip right here to show you guys what it looks like.
And model.
Hey.
And model.
And model it, yeah. But I'm going to be giving away this sweater. She gave it to me, but I'm going to give it away, and I hope she doesn't take this the wrong way. I just want to,
Share.
boost both of our Instagram
Right.
presences here. All you guys got to do is go and like her Instagram page, which is Pourjule, Pour Jules. And then also follow Tequila and Small Talk, obviously. Tag 2 of your friends in this post. That's it, just 2 friends. In this post, follow Pour Jules, follow Tequila and Small Talk, and I will be giving this sweater away to somebody, and I will be putting the sweater right here in the video. It is absolutely amazing. So it's basically one of the pieces of art that she did, and then she got it printed on the back of the sweater. It is a unisex sweater. It's beautiful. So, again, follow Pour Jules, follow Tequila and Small Talk. Oh, and by the way, her store is in her Instagram bio, pourjule.com. So pourjule.com. That's where you can see her catalog, and you could hopefully purchase something from her, because I'm telling you right now, her art pieces have fucking blown me. I paint, and she puts me to shame. She's amazing. So shout out to you, Juliette. Yeah, back to the podcast. What's next, brother?
We're back.
Anyways, I fucking missed you, dude.
Been
I
a
did a
while,
couple podcasts with Rami. Like, fuck that guy, bro.
Damn.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
kidding. Chloe and Rami
There's
held
gonna
it
be
down
some
as
sadness
guests.
over that.
Another thing I wanted to touch on.
Yeah.
We want to start going with this, right?
Yeah.
Back
You're all
again.
over the place, man.
I know, but I had to plug that
so
piece
excited, eh?
for a little bit.
Yeah,
and we're
for
running out
sure.
of battery probably everywhere. So I want to get this podcast wrapped up pretty soon.
Yeah.
We want to be doing about 2 podcasts a week. We've been missing a while because you had to go to jail and shit. But now that we're back, I want to do 1 podcast a week with you, obviously.
Yep.
And then I want to get a guest on a second one a week. So I want to be, releasing 2 pieces a week.
Yep.
If anybody out there feels like they got a cool story, feels like they got a brand, feels like they
cause.
got a business, feels like they got a cause, there's a lot to talk about right now, guys. There's a ridiculous amount of shit to talk about in the world. In all communities.
Yeah.
You just hit us up at tequila and small talk at gmail.com. And you just, reach out to us on Instagram, reach out to us on Twitter. We just started a Twitter. It's fresh. There's like 0 followers right now, but it's at PodTAST. You like that?
The podcast.
Tequila and Small Talk had too many letters, so they wouldn't let me use it. So it's called PodTAST. So PODTAST. Reach out to us. Tell us why you think it'd be good for us to have you on our show. And we'd love to have you because I want to be shooting a lot more content. So if you know anybody out there yourself that wants to be on the show, let's do it.
For sure.
Because we need more content. We need more awareness around here as well.
And
yeah.
People are trying to get
always a good time
involved for sure. Yep.
Yeah.
It will be. That's very interesting. Oh, I know how much we love to hear ourselves talk, but like
yes and no.
It's important to.
Sometimes
you love to hear yourself.
Yes and
You're
no.
even worse than me.
Yes and no.
You love hearing yourself ramble and. About
yes and no. Sometimes I ramble too much,
For
and
sure,
that's one of my defaults is because I'm an Aquarius, fucking the king of the zodiac.
Let's not get into that. But
is there anything else you want to touch base on before we wrap this one up?
Oh, I have plenty of stories, but let's bring that up next
Another
time.
one?
Yeah.
You sure?
So, yeah, we're shooting.
Have time, right?
We're shooting very soon again, so
yeah, we should.
So let's make them wait a bit. It was just basically me being back on the show full time.
So you're back. I'm pretty sure a lot of people missed you.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
You
but
sure
it's
no?
okay. I like doing it
because
so
there was a lot
I'm
of people
back.
reaching out to me saying, "Where's the?" And I didn't want to really.
Yeah,
say,
it felt
tell them
weird,
where
especially since there were a lot of details missing and stuff like that about the situation, which
Right.
I'll elaborate more on probably in the next few podcasts.
Okay.
I know I want to dedicate one to a few stories and stuff like that.
Yeah. A few
juicy
jail
stuff.
stories.
Anything.
Well, we have story
Jail
time, the segment
stories.
story time. So
Yeah, we'll bring it up on that. And we still have a shit ton to talk about. We haven't caught up on. Since we had to go over very important and serious subjects. I felt like it was a very serious podcast. We usually like to be goofy
but you know
and
what?
stuff
It's
like
not,
that. But
I have a hard time thinking that it's an easy time for us to joke around too much. I do want to always keep this content funny and shit because we're fucking hilarious. But today I feel
when
like
there's important subjects to
you're out. You know what I mean?
to touch
There's
base on, we
aliens
have
coming
to
to Earth and shit.
we have to
We
get
got coronavirus. We got racism. So there's a lot of important stuff that
and
I want
that's
to touch
June.
base on.
Just wait until December.
Bro, I don't even know
It's
what's
gonna be
left.
all year,
Dude, I'm scared, man.
That's what we said
I'm scared.
back after World War III, and then it hit us with everything. So there's still more coming up for sure.
There's still 6
We're
months
never
left,
gonna
guys.
run out of stuff to talk
6 months of 2020. So I'm telling you, one thing is going to happen next. We're going to get invaded by aliens. I don't know if they're going to be good aliens or bad aliens, but all I know is that these whole gun laws and shit, they're disarming us and shit for stuff like these riots that are happening and these protests. What are you going to do when you want to fight against the system? You can't do anything. You're going to pick up a stick?
Yeah. It
He's
all
gonna
starts with a stick.
It all starts
It's a
with a
numbers,
stick.
like I said, it's a numbers.
It's
so
a numbers thing.
eventually we'll get everything we want
All right. Tequila and Small Talk, episode 12.
on this.
I'm so happy to have you back, brother.
It feels good to
My
be
brother
back.
from another
Feels
mother.
great.
And we will see you guys soon.
Yeah. See you
Yalla
soon.
bye.